And it hasn't even been a week since Donald Trump became the next president-elect. Prior to Election Day, we featured a new polling group with a new methodology called Vantage Data House. It has its origins in Shreveport. Vantage Data took a big swing and predicted a landslide win for Kamala Harris. That obviously was a miss, but that prediction was also done for marketing purposes to get recognition for the company name.
The presidential was not what we had predicted, but on everything down ballot, we predicted more than 90% of the elections that we were involved in. And so it looks like another reason was that people just went to the voting booth and just hit presidential and didn't vote, down ballot. And these voters were first-time voters who had never voted before, didn't care about anything else on the ballot.
And since Vantage Data's methodology is based on historical performance, that skewed their presidential prediction.
The hardest thing for pollsters to do is predict who's going to go vote. And we had a lot of people go vote for the first time who probably weren't into a lot of the files where we pull our samples from. I'm very pleased with it. I mean, we did this with our new methodology, projecting how they would come based upon our statewide data. And as Bishop mentioned, we were over 90% accurate of taking the data and projecting it down to congressional, state legislature, state senate, state house, and even down to the county.
So it looks like it was the first time Trump voters and presidential-only voters that caused problems for Vantage Data. LSU's political science professor Jeff Sadow says perhaps Vantage Data should have concentrated on those down-ballot races and left the presidential race alone.
If that wasn't really their thing, why'd they do it? I mean, I can see it, yeah, taking a gamble on the marketing, but you also have to be a little realistic. And if it's not really what you're trying to do, and yet you're out there doing it, that it could backfire.
Vantage Data stands by its methodology, emphasizing again its proprietary methodology for down ballot races. And they say if they ever have to poll Trump again, well, they'll have to develop some new methods and incorporate other data. Meanwhile, the Louisiana legislature was back in session today. The House Appropriations Committee met in the special tax session. That committee will vote tomorrow on HB 1, HB 3, and HB 7, which deal with the income tax, inventory tax, and oil and gas severance. State Rep. Larry Bagley, on the bottom left from the Northwest Louisiana delegation, says HB 7 could be very beneficial for his district, encompassing DeSoto, Sabine, and Caddo parishes.
I think for Caddo, it's about 12 million. DeSoto's like 30 million because we've had the most gas production. Sabine's about 8 million. But Red River, Bossier, they're all big gainers too. For me, that's the number one thing I'm looking at.
Again, Bagley says House Appropriations will vote on those three bills tomorrow at noon.